Gervonta Davis is surrounded by Turki Alashiek and looks like he will not have any choice but to eventually do business with this guy because they are spending goo gobs of money and TKO got a new deal. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and I got an update for you, and I'm going to give you some good, information, some solid information for you to kind of understand where the landscape of boxing is and where it's heading as to what is being referred to as landmark deals surround Gervonta Davis if Gervonta Davis is going to continue moving forward in the sport of boxing. And it is also something that future Gervonta Davises are going to have to watch out for if they ever want to get to the level that the current Gervonta Davis is at. And I will explain it in this video. But before I do, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much for what you do. It really makes a huge difference to the channel. Man, especially y'all in the super thanks of videos like this. Thank you to everybody that supports in that. But let's get to the edumacation in here, man, because there's been some things that have taken place yesterday that came out in the news that I think are fairly significant. One I think is whatever, the other one I think is significant. And I do think that that will affect the options that fighters like Gervonta Davis have moving forward. So what is the first deal? Dana White and TKO announced that they have a deal to air 12 fight cards a year on Paramount Plus. That is going to be promoted by ZuFa Boxing. TKO is an organization that includes both Turki Alashiek and Dana White of the UFC. ZuFa Boxing is the promotional wing, I have to believe, the boxing promotional wing of TKO or of Dana White. Whatever the case is, they now have 12 fight dates on Paramount Plus. And what are they going to do with these fight dates? Dana White says that they are going to be for up-and-coming fighters in 50-50 fights, and that they are going to then work their way up to get on these mega fight cards that are going to be held by Turki Alashiek. So basically, what they're going to try to do, and they don't have any money they didn't list any money about it. They said that they're going to try to sign 400 to 450 fighters. So what does that mean for the future? It means that it may be difficult for the PBC and other promoters to sign fighters that are coming out of the amateurs in the United States. And pretty much they're going to try to stick the next Gervonta Davis, right? Because look at Gervonta. Gervonta, when he was coming through and when he was leaving the amateurs and coming into a pro, he would have been somebody that would have more than likely got sucked up by this program that Dana White is running. Why is that? Because he did not get signed to a major promoter coming out of the amateurs. So guys like Gervonta Davis, guys like Terrence Crawford, guys like that who did not make it to the Olympics and did not have a lot of people really trying to come get them, where are they going to go to get signed? ZuFa Boxing, somebody like that, where they can have to fight their way through all of the fights, and they can, who knows how many fights they're going to have to fight. They might, with the pay scales that they have, they might have to fight 4 or 5 times a year, 5, 6 times a fight. They're not going to match make any fights. You don't know whether or not, who you're going to face and all of that type of stuff. They're even trying to talk about changing the rules, changing the size of the gloves, changing the shape of the ring, and may make this stuff something that is totally unrecognizable to boxing matches outside of ZuFa Boxing. So that is like a little pit that fighters like Gervonta Davis coming in or Terrence Crawford coming in can fall into. Who else would more than likely wind up being in situations like that? Guys like Bernard Hopkins coming out of the penitentiary at an older age, looking for an opportunity. How is there going to be a route for a guy like Bernard Hopkins coming out of the penitentiary and looking for a U.S. promoter to put him on a fight card? Good luck with all the competition going over there, right? And they're all chasing the pipe dream of the big fight that's going to take place with Turki Alashiek. Well, how is that going to take place if Turki Alashiek is really prioritizing fighters from overseas? Now, I don't really know. That's the one thing people have to watch out for. The second deal is very interesting as well, because EA Sports is very, very popular video game maker. Has EA had, what was it, NBA Live? I can't remember all the name of the video games. They have an NBA game. They had a baseball. When I played video games, which I haven't done for a long time, I never went 2K. I always went to EA. EA actually has Fight Night. So for boxers, Turki Alashiek and, well, the investors one of the principal investors is the Public Investment Fund for Saudi Arabia, is now going to be putting all these fighters on this fight game. Now, what do you have to do in order to get on these fight games? You have to sign away, or you have to give them rights to your name and your likeness. What is the connection between ZuFa Boxing and the EA Sports game? I bet you money that in order to fight with ZuFa Boxing, you're going to have to sign away your intellectual property rights, and they're going to be able to put those ZuFa boxers on EA's Fight Night without worrying about paying them an extra dime. And if I was their lawyer, I would have these deals going in perpetuity throughout the universe, which means that once you start working with ZuFa Boxing or TKO, they can own your name and likeness for the rest of your professional fighting career. And that will make it much more easy to make a video game like Fight Night, because you don't have to worry about paying all these guys separate licensing fees. Don't you see how this world of boxing is going to come together so nicely? And what is it going to come together as? It's going to come together as select fighters that Turki Alashiek or Dana White want to promote are going to get the big money. And the ones that they don't want to promote, the ones that they aren't inclined to promote, are going to be put in a mill where they're going to ground themselves down into nothingness for way less money than fighters used to get, all in the interest of making that business that much easier to do for people that are already wealthy. So I'm just watching it. I'm not arguing with you guys anymore about it. I see all kind of boxing YouTube channels that I have respect for that have slowly but surely changing their narratives, very slowly but surely becoming more and more accepting of certain things and saying, hey, man, why not? Let's just give it a try, as they continue to pour more and more money into social media boxing commentary. I just love watching it, man. It's going to be so interesting to see that boxing is going to get back to what it was. It's going to get controlled by a few people controlling the whole thing. There's not going to be any firewall between managers and promoters like the Muhammad Ali Act had and put into practice. And they're going to be able to get a lot of really good blood and gut fights where fighters wind up ending their career hardly being able to speak, but yet, hey, man, they've got their legacies intact. Oh, man, be careful what you ask for. You might just get it. And I think boxing is getting it. They wanted to do away with all of the belts. They want to do away with all of these promoters. Let's put it all under one roof and have that one roof be a machine that grinds down the interest of the boxer in order to entertain the fans and provide wealth to the wealthy people that invested in it. Gotta love it, because that's what you're going for. That's what it's pointed towards. And hey, man, I'm going to go along for the ride. Not going to argue with you, but I am going to tell you that is what's going on. That's the end game. There's not another possible end game to it. So Gervonta Davis, probably 2-3 more fights. He can do it. He's already there to be able to do it independently, but he's still got to work with the PBC. The PBC still's got to provide fighters for him. Well, where are those fighters going to be going over the next couple of years? Into that machine to get ground down. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.